Welcome to Chanakya, where you get the right guidance at the right time. Today we have a situation with Ram, which is often encountered by many a project manager. And I have with me two experts, Shiv and Gayatri, with whom we will explore this. Ram was a newly promoted project manager at VSAPers, a company headquartered in Bangalore. His last assignment was as a business analyst and a successful SAP implementation in UK. He has recently been promoted as a project manager, and his first engagement as a project manager is for a Pune-based manufacturing organization. This organization plans to use the same set of modules that Ram had used in his earlier implementation. The customer has been told it will be an out-of-the-box implementation for such a small customer, expected to be done in 24 months with a calendar time frame of 6 months. Right? Ram was transferred to the Pune organization, which itself is being newly set up, and Ram had to pick up his team members from this entity. Right? Ram's manager is going to be based in Bangalore, and they have a SAP contact, Milind Rani, who is the SAP account manager for the customer, who is based out of Mumbai and will be assisting VSAPers in this engagement. What do you think can go wrong in a project like this? What is your assessment, Shiv?
I think the project situation being described seems fertile ground for risks and management of risks. So let me start with Ram's competencies. Obviously, this is his first major project as a project manager. So that would obviously be a challenge for him to transition from the role of a business analyst to being a project manager. However, there are some positive sides to the competency aspect as well. For example, this project is supposed to be a straightforward, out-of-the-box implementation. If that be the case, then this is an easy project for a first-time project manager. Also, the modules which are being deployed in this project are the same ones that he has used in the case of the UK customer. So that would be a valuable thing on Ram's side as well. So those are the things on the competency side.
That seems to be a balanced analysis of the situation as I see it. Here's a question for you, Gayatri. What can go wrong here? What is the most critical risk that you see?
See, in a number of ERP implementations that I have seen, the sales folks would have oversold the extent of that out-of-the-box implementation. And many a case, customer wouldn't have validated it as it is so. So if that happens, the scope may quickly blow out.
That sounds very ominous, but true.
Yeah, I agree, Srini and Gayatri. If something like that happens, a scope blowout of that proportion would make the cost and the schedule goals, totally meaningless.
Yeah.
So it looks like all of us seem to agree on the blowout here. What can be done, Gayatri?
See, at the start, we can ask the customer if they have revalidated the requirements with the functionalities that are available. If not done, we can use SAP's help through Milind to have that quickly done. And in addition to that, a small schedule or a time schedule or a scope buffer can be put in place. But remember, a buffer is only so much, right? If there is a scope blowout, not much can be done. In those cases, maybe a formal change mechanism can be in place between the customer and Ram's manager.
Okay, thanks, Gayatri. Shiv, we talked about this being the first project for Ram as a project manager. What do you think can go wrong here, and your recommendation for him?
Yeah, I think the out-of-the-box risk is a big one. Maybe closely following that is the risk of project management competency being inadequate for the situation. So I think it seems like an obvious one for Ram's manager to closely monitor and handhold Ram in this project situation where he is the project manager. So that would indeed mitigate the risk to a large extent. However, the challenge here is that Ram's manager is in Bangalore and Ram is in Pune. So that would add to the complexity of the whole mentoring and its effectiveness. So maybe Ram's manager needs to make trips to Pune for face-to-face mentoring and guidance as required. And Ram's manager can informally solicit the help of the SAP manager based out of Mumbai. It's a lot easier for him to just come down to Pune from Mumbai and assist Ram, especially in customer-facing situations. That's what I would think, the things that can be done right up front. Yeah.
So I see the trick is for Ram's manager to actually mentor Ram without undermining his confidence.
That's true. That's very important.
Any other risk that you can think, Gayatri?
You mentioned that Pune is a new location for VSAPers. That could bring a different layer of complexity, like connectivity, tools, licenses, infrastructure, and another is the team is forming very new.
Right.
So having them form and then moving them into a performing stage,
Right.
that could bring a different level of complexity.
Absolutely.
So I think to the extent of this risks over here is really depends on really the context, and
Right.
that's where Ram's manager could also help in terms of assessing the situation better.
Right.
True, Gayatri. I have noted down a few things, right? Please feel free to chip in if I missed out something.
Okay.
Ram's competency as a new project manager for an Indian customer may be inadequate. So Ram's manager and Milind have to carefully mentor him without undermining his confidence. Out of the box solution, if it is not fully validated, can result in significant blowout of cost and effort. So Ram needs to plan for the revalidation, working in tandem with the SAP folks. And then you said there's another one. There are a few related risks with respect to project infrastructure, which may become important depending on the context. Anything else, Gayatri and Shiv?
No, I think that's all.
Thanks, Gayatri. Thanks, Shiv. I'm sure project managers like Ram would find the experiential insight of Shiv and Gayatri very helpful. Thank you for joining us.